everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Buckeye Blitz podcast. I'm your host, Chad Stryker. Welcome into Buckeye Friday. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to join me. Hey, I just want to let you know, if you follow the channel, you already know this, but I have been moving, so I haven't been able to do my normal recordings as I get up and get my new dig situated. We moved to a different school district and all those fun things that go along with having kids and raising kids and, those things. So thanks for joining me today as we preview Purdue. You made it through another week. We still have some Buckeye football this week. What I'm looking for against Purdue, really continued quarterback growth. One of the things that kind of some alarm bells went off for me last week as I was watching McCord throw the ball. If you didn't know, he has a dinged up ankle from the Notre Dame game. And it almost looked like it's his left ankle. It looked like he couldn't really drive on the ball very well. So I've been paying attention to that, kind of making sure that, he's not too injured, I guess. Looks like he's good to go. They said he's good to go. I hope that's the case. But continued quarterback growth, number one. Number two, I do think that this week is a heavy Travion Henderson week. I think Travion gets over 150 yards this week. I think that he'll have a good week against Purdue. It'd be interesting to see kind of how they want to use him this game, how much they use him. But I think early, especially through the first half, it's going to be a Travion Henderson type game. Excited to see that. Secondly, what kind of push can we get on the offensive line? Out of the offensive line, can they get to the second level? A lot was made this week, a lot of talk this week, all around Buckeye Nation and even in the press conference, which was more of a tenuous press conference than I've seen in the past with some of the questions that, had gone on and gone to Coach Day about the offensive line, Coach Fry. I really do expect some small changes. I think you're going to start to see some more gap blocking and less zone blocking. So one of the things that people maybe don't know about zone blocking is it's the hardest scheme to run. So you need freak athletes that happen to be offensive linemen to run that. And if there's two types of offensive linemen. There's the freak athlete, like the guy moves like a tight end, but he's 310 pounds. Or there's the road grader type that you see. I would put more in like the Michigan or Iowa, those type of dudes. And what Ohio State has is more of the road grader type guys, maybe with the exception of Josh Simmons. And so I think they need to get back to more of the counter. I've hammered on this early. More gap, more counter, less zone, less stretch. They don't have, those guys aren't the athletes, and it's just not working. And so that's actually causing them from being able to get to the second level. Importantly, they have to do that, because what's happening is, and we saw it against Indiana, and it's carried on through each game, is that if they don't get to the second level, that Mike linebacker or the strong side linebacker is shooting the gap and blowing up the play, and you're only getting a 1 or 2 yard gain. So gotta fix that. I think it gets fixed this week. I think this is a game where Ohio State's offensive line can get their swag back a little bit, get some confidence going into the Penn State game. If they don't, it's going to be hard to win against Penn State. I'll just be straight with you guys. It's going to be difficult to win. I want to see a little bit more of McCord standing tall in the pocket and working through his progressions, and then not being afraid to take a step or two up. The sack last week, which probably should have been a horse collar on top of everything else, McCord really should have stepped up. And, the guy went completely around Josh Fryer. And McCord was in, I don't even know if that was a 10-step drop. I don't know what he was doing. But if he climbs the pocket, he probably buys himself another 2-3 seconds. So that's on McCord. I don't put that on Josh Fryer. But, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, it's going to say the issue was with Fryer, but it really wasn't. Like to see what Stover does this week. I still think they're searching for tight end number two. G. Scott is playing well, but not he's not lighting the world on fire. And I know your second tight end maybe doesn't always do that, but Joe Royer is such an exceptional talent that I'd like to see him on the field. Jelani Thurman lost his black stripe. Maybe this is a game late where we see Jelani Thurman. Maybe. With Emeka Egbuka dinged up, I wouldn't be shocked to see Xavier Johnson and Carnell Tate get a lot of run this week. The other thing that I'd be interested to see is later in the game, does Jaden Ballard get any run at wide receiver, or is it only on special teams? So something to kind of keep of note there. Ohio State's more athletic. This is not the Rondale Moore team of 2018. Purdue is rebuilding. I don't see any way Ohio State somehow trips up here. I know I hate going to West Lafayette. I've been there twice. It's just, it's a terrible drive. It's no fun. Nothing good happens in rural Indiana. No offense, because I live in rural Ohio, but it's a rough drive. When in my 20s it was fun. Now not so fun. So from a defensive side of the football, I want to see them flying to the ball. I do think it's going to be interesting because they're starting right tackle. It sounds like will be either a transfer from Kent State who has played, I think, a total of 10 snaps, or another guy that came in from Division III and has taken 10 snaps in the Big Ten and given up 9 pressures, according to Pro Football Focus. And JT Tuimoloau will be lined up across from him more than likely. As I pointed out multiple times, and I begged for it, for him to be at the wide defensive end. He's finally over there, and I think you're going to see Caden Curry and Jack Sawyer rotate more at that strong side defensive end. I think those two skill sets fit best there. The linebackers need to have a better game. Eichenberg and Chambers neither one played that great against Maryland again. I don't know why. It seems like the last 2 games they've regressed, and I'm not sure why. I've even sat and watched the film. I don't get the all 22 film, but I sat and watched the game again in slow-mo and did a DVR review. And quite honestly, Steele looks like he's just out of place, and Tommy's just missing tackles and hitting the wrong gaps. Unless that's the scheme. And if it is the scheme, it's not a scheme I'm familiar with. So we'll just go with that. I do think Purdue's going to try to sling it around a little bit. I don't know that they can. They don't have anybody that scares me too much. Sorry about that. They will need to, just keep contained. Don't let the quarterback, beat you with his legs. I want to see constant pressure. Last week was a great test for the secondary, and the secondary really, really stepped up. Sorry about that. Goodness. And Josh Proctor continues to play at an All-American level. I hope he gets a tree in Buckeye Grove. Igbinosun played better. Jordan Hancock played awesome. Denzel Burke, man, hurt my feelings, according to Fox, and that was great. I guess there was some barbecue back there that he needed to get to. Tyleik Williams played 71 snaps, and he is playing at an All-American level. He needs more love. Want to see more Mike Hall still. There were multiple times where Ty Hamilton was on the field, and it just was driving me absolutely bonkers because he's just standing and looks like he's pushing his belly into the offensive lineman's belly, and they're just standing there hugging. And then Mike Hall comes in and does a swim move and is in the backfield in under half a second. So I don't know what to say about that. But Ransom and Proctor have been playing great. Wouldn't be surprised to see of them, hopefully by the middle of the third quarter, taking them off the field and maybe getting Jahad Carter and maybe Cam Martinez some looks at the safety position. My biggest thing for them is be deep as the deepest, no big plays, against Purdue. Don't let them get into it. We don't need to boiler up. We don't need that. Okay, and that's my best impression of it. I want to see a little bit more of the Rushman package. I liked what I saw with the 3 down linemen last week. So it was JT Tuimoloau, Caden Curry, and Tyler Williams just all getting after Tua or Tualia, whatever. And it looked great, and I like it, and I want more of it. Um, to go along with the song. So, I kind of wrapping it up as far as a score prediction. I landed on 38-14 Buckeyes. It may even be bigger than that, but I felt like that was a safe number. It covers the spread, and it's going to be rainy and probably a little bit windy, and it's West Lafayette at noon, so I don't know how up for it they'll be, but that's going to do it for me today. Remember, noon kickoff on Peacock, but I've had Peacock for a while. I like it for streaming shows. I just don't like that I can't rotate between games like I can on YouTube TVs or whatever. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. I hope you all have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Enjoy some time in the outdoors if you can. It looks like it might rain, but whatever. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the Buckeyes. Enjoy some football. Enjoy spending time with friends and family and whatever else you do. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. See ya. Go Bucks.